Hi guys, today we're going to talk about a blitz game which was played between Anand and Ilyas Miran. In this game, Anand spent 1 minute 43 seconds on his third move. So let's get into the game. Starts e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6, the Petrov's defense, d4, knight captures on e4, knight captures on e5, and in this moment, Anand spent 1 minute 43 seconds. d6, knight f3, d5 protecting the e4 knight, bishop d3, knight c6, castle on king side, bishop e7, c4, knight b4, bishop e2, bishop e6, knight c3 and ready to castle on king side, bishop e3, bishop f5, rook c1, d captures on c4, bishop captures on c4, c6, knight e5, knight captures on c3, b captures on c3, knight to d5, attacking the bishop, queen to b3, adding more pressure on the d5 knight, f6, well, in this position, you're not supposed to leave like a free diagonal to the king, but Anand does for some reason to attack the knight. Queen captures on b7, the butcher move, f captures on e5, queen captures on c6, bishop to e4, he forgot about the bishop guarding the d5 knight, d captures on e5, king to h8, no need to worry about that check diagonal, bishop to d4, rook to c8, queen to a6, ready to attack that a7 pawn, knight to f4, f3, rook c6, queen a4, attacking the rook, rook captures on c4, a sacrifice, queen captures on c4, bishop d3 attacking the queen, queen to c6, also attacking the rook, knight to e2 check, ready to attack the rook, king to h1, but he wanted to eat more pieces, so he captures the bishop, c captures on d4, bishop captures on f1, rook captures on f1, queen captures on d4, on to f4. Well, this is a blunder because if queen captures on e5, you cannot capture because this is pinned and they will be checkmate. So g3, queen to c5, allowing a queen trade and protecting the a7 pawn, queen to e4, bishop to f6, king to g2, rook to c8, rook to f2, stopping the c2 check, queen to c6, forcing a queen trade, queen captures on c6, rook captures on c6, g4, h6, king to f3, rook to c3 check, king to e4, king to h7, rook to e2, rook to c4 check, king to f5, rook to c5 check, king to e6, rook to c4, rook to f2, protecting the f4 pawn, not allowing the rook to capture it, king to g6, h3, rook to c3, rook to h2, protecting the h3 pawn, not being allowed to get the rook hit it again, rook to f3, f5 check, king to g5, a4, king to h4, king to d5, rook to a3, king to c6, rook captures on a4, king to b7, pawn to a5, king to b6, rook to a3, king to b5, rook captures on h3. In this position, Ilyas Miran resigned, because there's nothing to do here, and even if you take this rook, if he takes this rook, it's going to be a bad endgame for white, and it's going to be very hard because white has black has got a bishop and a rook, but white has only got rook and 2 pawns, which is going to be captured if the white rook moves. So this was a great game because I don't know why Anand spent 1 minute 43 seconds, but I think that he maybe wanted to make his opponent confused, or he maybe was trying to recollect the opening of the Janasic main line variation.